Hello everybody, this is Beyond Wisdom, aka Beyond Broken, and also known as Flawed Excuses from Twitter. Back with another video. This is my first video for 2019. I hope everybody had a great holiday, and there's a few things that I've noticed lately when it comes to gaming news. A lot of people post fanboy-styled stuff pertaining to sales, to exclusives, to what's going on with Phil Spencer, Shuhei Yoshida, stuff like that. See, whenever I try to do a topic on a video when it comes to gaming stuff, I like posting like news that nobody really talks about. So if you like my content, like to actually just watch and just pay attention, stuff like that, that's all fine and dandy. I enjoy your views. I enjoy actually talking about stuff like this, and it's just really cool to have an audience actually listen to what I have to say sometimes. But this holiday, I've noticed a few commercials relating to an adaptive controller that Microsoft was producing last year. It's really cool to see. It's really cool to see people that have disabilities have an opportunity to play video games, and video games are really fun to play for anybody, and you shouldn't limit them on how they assess and how they gain access to these games. But there's a article that's out in Variety. It's written by Stephanie Fogel, and it's dated on the January 4th, 2019. It goes as such. It's video game communications now subject to U.S. accessibility law. People with disabilities can expect more accessibility to video game communication services like text and voice chat in the near future, thanks to the U.S. law that now affects the industry. President Obama signed the 21st Century Communications and Video Accessibility Act into law in 2010. It makes sure that accessibility laws written in the 1980s and 1990s are updated with 21st century technologies in mind, giving disabled people greater access to modern communications like voice chat, text chat, and video chat. The games industry managed to avoid full compliance with the law by receiving a series of waivers, but the last of those expired on December 31st, according to the IGDA, which is the International Game Developers Association. Games that enter development after that date must be fully compliant. Unreleased games already in development must be as compliant as possible, although the IGDA said the process of a game's development might be taken into account in case of a compliant. Meanwhile, games released before December 31st that receive substantial updates after that date must be fully compliant. That last one will likely affect many online games that release major DLCs or expansions like Fortnite, Destiny, or World of Warcraft. Under the law, any communications functionality and the UI used to navigate it must be accessible to people with a wide range of conditions. The criteria must be considered from early in development, the IGDA said, and people with disabilities must be involved in some capacity in designing or testing the process. The law apparently takes budgeting into account. Studios must meet the criteria as best as they can within a reasonable cost and effort. Studios that fail to comply with the CVAA could receive customer complaints and undergo mediation with the FCC. If mediation doesn't work, they could face fines. IGDA stressed that the CVAA only applies to video game chat functionality, but won't affect gameplay. Variety reached out to Able Gamers, which is a non-profit dedicated video game space developer, on its thoughts about the CVAA and what full compliance could mean for disabled gamers going forward. The CVAA is very narrowly focused on communication, said Able Gamers founder Mark Bartlett said in a statement. Correction, it's Bartlett. Able Gamers has been from the start suspect as to why video games would be defined as communication devices. While the FCC disagreed with us and the rest of the games industry, the focus on the CVAA is still very narrow. It only covers the part of the game where developers can communicate with gamers. Some developers have come to us with concerns that CVAA requires all games to be universally accessible by law, but that's not true. That said, the industry has embraced the greater accessibility movement that we here at Able Gamers has spearheaded. End quote. Companies are going above and beyond what the CVAA requires, not because they have to, but because video games are a greater part of the entertainment we've reached for, with 1 in 5 people in the US having this ability, and including some accessibility means you may be leaving a lot of fans on the sidelines. When it comes to accessibility with with gaming, I think everyone should be able to play. Doesn't matter if you're disabled, handicapped, or have any other disability, because there's people that have lost limbs in war that come back and need some stress reliever as in games and experience the world that everybody else does. This is like that with almost every other piece of media. You have people who have hard hearing issues with closed captionings. There's things involving Braille relating to reading the stories to follow along with movies. See, when a blind person could actually like feel the context, whether that's in the Braille text, they could actually see what's going on more with the movie than just being able to listen to it. But when it comes to games in general, it's a really cool idea. A lot of people gave Microsoft a lot of slack when it came to the adaptive controller, and it was like I said at the beginning, is really, really cool to see them push a technology for actually making somebody happy. Now, a lot of fanboys were bringing up the point that Microsoft shouldn't invest in these technologies to expand the gaming space for people with disabilities, and it's mostly from the opposing fanboy setup, from the PlayStation side usually, and also entitled gamers that assume that Microsoft should just put investments in first-party games and not give everybody a chance to play any title available. And when it comes to the opinion on that, I think they're just pig-headed, narrow-minded, and entitled. Not being able to give anybody an opportunity to play any of these games, no matter the span of it. It could be ranging from Candy Crush to GTA 5 is just ignorant and stupid. And purchasing these platforms doesn't give us a right to make sure that technologies don't get pushed a certain way. If people are able to play games because of these technologies, I don't see why not. A lot of people give grief towards the Kinect as well, though, too. Those are really, really awesome technologies, and if you don't push technology to a certain degree out of the boundaries of everyone's comfort zone, you're never gonna freaking succeed at all. And also this like entitlement when it comes to this is my favorite platform, it has to be exactly designed the way I have. Well, ever think that taking chances and taking risk is it's part of the game? Well, when it comes down to having accessibility for people with disabilities, it's a win. I think every person should enjoy playing the games that they play, no matter which platform is available or which ones they have available, and should have a fun time playing them without fanboys getting in the way of the progress of these technologies. I'd like to hear in the comments section exactly what you guys think about this topic and stuff like that too, or if I should just join the fanboy bandwagon and bash on other platforms, or find excuses when it comes to like sales of games, or if exclusives matter, or if this game does this and this and this, social justice warrior kind of style stuff. Just holler in the comment section exactly what you think I should probably promote, or should I do more topics like this because it's not what everyone is talking about. But anyways, I hope everybody has a really, really awesome week and an awesome 2019, and thanks again for stopping in and listening, and make sure to check out the article on Variety.com. It's a good read. Thanks again for stopping in. Beyond Wisdom, out.